before we go live.
It's a Bitcoin podcast. The only one that's making your money is you. Listen to the Bitcoin podcast. So hold on and listen to the Bitcoin podcast.
Looks like that for you. Looks fine for me.
Yeah, that's good. We all look good. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Bitcoin podcast. This is season 2, episode 13, lucky number 13. If you guys are just joining the Bitcoin podcast, we hope that you hit like and subscribe. Because you guys know that helps us get numbers on the internet. And numbers on the internet are close to equaling numbers in real life.
No,
So-
they're better than numbers in real life. Internet
There you
numbers are the only numbers these days.
Internet
And we're
numbers.
influencers. We're trying to influence you.
Yeah, for sure. All right. We want you
Help
guys.
us help you get influenced.
Yeah, for sure. Like, for sure. Absolutely. So, anyways, I'm the host, Talks First. D. Almost didn't say my name.
Host number 2, Dr. Corey Petty.
And I'm host number 3, Jessie.
Yeah. Should we
Say
like
master-
introduce like
master
what we
Jesse.
do? Like, usually people are like, this is why you should be listening to me because I'm a person of statute. Or should we just let it roll?
Statute.
Like, yeah. It's a good word, isn't it?
I don't think that's the right word.
Yeah.
I'm a person
Stature.
of stature.
That's better.
Kind.
The good kind.
Needs a little bit more context, but yeah.
Like the kind that people, whoa, what you drinking? Is that a Louis Vuitton soda?
No, it's one of those like protein drink things from Costco. See,
There's
look.
protein in everything these days, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Should make a protein drink called Ropes, and then try and sell it.
It's shooting ropes.
Nope. Nobody would drink it.
I bet some people would drink it.
Some people drink it.
Oh.
So let's go. Let me get started, Blob. So, oh Jesus Christ, this teleprompter's on acid. I can't read that fast.
Are you going to read? Are you going to try to read again?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to make it look natural.
Good luck. Here we go.
This teleprompter's like on gangbusters. I don't know how to slow this thing down. Hold on, let me try this. Here's the uncomfortable truth we keep dancing around. Most people don't want sovereignty. They want convenience, number go up, and someone else to blame when it breaks. So if crypto keeps failing to go mainstream, maybe that's not a bug. Maybe it's the filter.
It's not bad. You're doing okay with the eyes.
It's getting there. I'm
It's getting
practicing.
better. Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Practice.
It'd be so bad.
Practice makes perfect is what they say. So I guess like really what we're going to talk about, right? And if you guys have been listening to us for longer than any shake of a dog's tail, dog's leg, shake of a dog's
Something.
general essence, there's this myth of universal adoption is the only thing that matters, right? That's what we've said. We've
It's
said
been
this
our
for
motto
years.
for 10 years.
A decade and a half. We've said that, right? And now as adoption is like here and it's looking like it's mainstream, it's like it sucks, kind of. Like these are things we've said on the show for the past, I don't know, 2 years now. But today we're going to just talk about it a little bit more in depth, right? So if you were listening to the last conversation we had, there were some historical parallels like of what's happening with crypto and the internet. Right. Hold on. I keep looking at the vertical thing and nobody sees my hands. So I have to like do this.
So if you're watching on Instagram or probably just Instagram,
Yeah, probably.
then,
Trying to do the
and
media
like,
training
yeah,
thing.
you can't see his hands.
Yeah. I talk with my hands and you can't see it if you're only looking at my face. But like, anyways, so some parallels, right? So most internet users don't understand the internet. Let's say, and that's a significant most. I'd say it's probably 97%.
If not more.
If not more, right? And then most people rely on encryption without knowing what it is. They've probably never heard the word. They're like, what?
I've
HTTP.
heard the word. People
See,
have
I don't
heard
think.
the- Nowadays, I bet people have heard the word encryption.
Okay, yeah, we'll take it to 60-40. 60 people have heard it, 40 people have
Google
not.
it.
You know, it'd be cool
Okay.
if we had one of us, we just rotate it, and one of us is like in the public, like in a Walmart. And then for questions like this,
I'm not doing
you
that.
could walk up to somebody and say, "Hey, have you heard of the word encryption?"
I'm not doing
Hey.
And then
Oh, you know, like so we could be those like annoying people that interview people randomly in public.
yeah.
Artesium did that. That was like his entire show in the beginning.
In fact, you know, we'd probably get quite the following if we did it only when clubs let out and we only talked to super hot chicks. We get quite the following.
I'm not doing
You
that.
should do that, D. That's a very good idea.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
None of us are single. We ain't doing that.
Yes, definitely. Say, hey, wife and kids, daddy's got to go out at 1:45 in the morning to go film some footage for his Bitcoin podcast show. So anyways, let's get back to the task at hand. Are people willing to do what it takes to take some of their web self-sovereignty back? Right? Or are they always going to delegate that sovereignty to something or someone because it's just too hard? Too hard. Like that's kind of like the conversation that I think revolves around crypto in general. Is like people want self-sovereignty, but are they willing to do what it takes to have that?
I mean,
Probably not.
it depends, right? So like it's such a loaded term because and all everyone any person's life, they're only going to care about a small amount of things. And the rest of it, they're going to offload. They're going to be like, I don't like whatever the norm is. Just do that. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And so most people, self-sovereignty is somewhat in the periphery unless they happen to run into the need for it, in which they want to like take their data somewhere else, own it, not let it be manipulated in some way, shape, or form, which may change as the internet and social media and what runs the internet changes over time. Or they have some ideology that backs it up. So like most people in their everyday lives won't care unless they have to or want to. And that's a small section of people. But like it's very important. It's really important. This is why I would argue that it's the most important is it needs to be there when that person makes the decision that they want it or need it. It can't be something that like they decide they need and it not exist.
Mm-hmm.
That's really important. And so for those of us that try and build an internet that allows for self-sovereignty, you're giving those people that option. That's the main thing. So like we would like people to care, but it isn't for me, it isn't a requirement.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Jess? You think that like, you know, it should be a requirement for people to have to care about this stuff, to just use it and do stuff?
No, not really.
What about in the current stage, right? Because like a lot of early tech stuff, in early internet stuff, it kind of was a requirement. Like nobody was like, man, I'm not going to MS-DOS and writing a crazy ass script just to connect to somebody's computer. Right? Like people would like not do that.
Yeah.
There was a small group of people that were willing to
enthusiasts.
Yeah. And like, are we past that stage in crypto? Or are we still at that stage? Because everything is so, it seems like, oh, it's very, very mature because it's very, very valuable. But in reality, like there's still so far to go that like, is it still a requirement? Like, oh, you got to be into this stuff.
That's a hard one. It depends.
She said yes.
We're not there yet. It's still early. Still really, 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 really early. But the interesting thing about it is that even noobs or GPPs, as we like to call them on the show, for those who are listening for the first time, general purpose people, like they can get access to it in a way, like they can get exposure to it. Like it isn't like the early internet where you needed to have some serious know-how just to even get exposure to it.
Mm.
Now, like, because of the way the internet has propagated to become the backdrop of everything, everyone has phones in their hands, and we can make apps that make it easy. Anyone can get exposure to these things right now in like a real consequential way, and by buying a bunch of shit and then it losing value and then losing a bunch of money. But like, that's something that hasn't really existed in the past. Is like the ease in which you get exposure to it by not needing to know a bunch of stuff, but also the fact that the technology itself is still really, really, really early.
Yeah, I mean, like, practical example. We all live in the U.S. We can all go out and buy a gun. There's a subset of humanity that buys a 3D printer to make their own gun at home, right?
Mhm.
So, like, if you think about like privacy tech, it's about kind of free speech and about, you know, protecting your individual liberties, right? How many people are
Yeah.
going to nerd out and take it to the next level and do the equivalent of printing their own gun versus go to a gun store and buy a gun? Not a lot of people. And that's
No,
really what you end
less
up
than
having to
1%.
do. Yeah. So like I just
Interesting
think it's like any tool. Like you know, if it looks cool to go to Home Depot and get a hammer and make some, you know, make like a doghouse or make like a mailbox, but am I gonna personally go out and do that? No, not really. It's just not, it's not my thing. So like I think there's like, for people who gravitate toward playing around with computers, they discover a whole bunch of random stuff. It's maybe I would look at it like that. Like, you can't even get into privacy tech if you're not even, if you don't even walk through the door of playing around with computers in the first place. I guess you can,
Mhm.
if you consider all the people who work at the IFT, but it's much easier if you know something about how to use a computer to give you at least context of why this stuff matters versus coming into it as like a non-technical person who's never pirated anything, who doesn't know anything about internet culture, because a
Yeah.
lot of this is rooted in internet culture. So if you don't understand that, you don't really understand why we're doing what we're doing. So yeah.
So to that point, then, if we were to reframe success, like our first 10 years, success was adoption is the only thing that matters, right? So like now it seems that like crypto doesn't need everyone using it. It just needs enough people able to use it and enough people able to exit for there to be this. I'm trying to choose my words carefully because people listen. But there to be like I don't know, in enough human energy, we'll say that, very vague, very, human energy to like
Energy.
have enough power to keep things honest. So not everyone needs to use it to the point that you say, but enough people need to use it. So there's this checks and balances to the entire system.
Yeah, kind
That's
of.
what success
You
looks
should
like.
just
think
speak
so.
to like real examples, because then it would ground things
Yeah,
versus
that's what I'm
speaking
trying to
about
like.
things so
Like,
abstract. People are
I don't
like,
want to get too for real,
they're not
man. I'm
gonna
not trying to
follow.
have the
if
people
you look
come
at the
get me,
broad
bro.
case, right? When you think like
There's
people
ninjas out
using
there.
it, right? And so like for me personally, and like and the efforts that I care about with this technology, I need enough people to care about those types of things to use the stuff that we end up making to give us good feedback on whether or not it's serving them and what they need. I need to understand their problems so that we can build stuff that's useful to them. But when I look at the general, like all of the use cases of crypto, when people normally use crypto for or DeFi and NFTs, I don't give a fuck about most of it. And so like that adoption isn't something I really care about because I'm not actively looking for feedback there on to help me do my job and care more about and do a better job of what
Mhm.
I plan on doing. For DeFi people, they need those people. So like it's
Yeah,
such a general use technology that you can differentiate at this point. Like, so the answer to that question is like, I guess, depending on what you're doing, but like, I don't care about most of the stuff that people are doing on crypto. Most of the things that people like, when I tell people or they figure out that I work in this industry, the types of questions I get have nothing to do with what I actually care about, because their exposure, like the adoption we have today, is like, what do I buy?
Yeah.
That's nothing. I don't care about that. I'm not going to tell you that answer. And so that's why I say we're still early, because like the things that I care about, no one knows, no one understands. That's not what they think about when they hear the word crypto. But for people who are like
success,
playing markets and selling services and teaching people how to trade, quote unquote, all that bullshit, they care about those people.
I think it's a good way to reframe success. You just need enough people, enough adoption, right? Not like all adoption. But anyways, real quick, we got to pause for the cause because we don't do this enough. And I've watched enough crazy like videos to know that we should do this. So if you're just tuning in, there's a QR code. You can join our Discord. And what happens in that Discord? Conversations mostly. We're not like walls to the wall with it, right? You know, but like there's some stuff we do in there. We have conversations. We got bots.
I like the conversation we're having now in there right now, to be honest.
Yeah, we're having a really good conversation about like, why do people volunteer to do things, right? So like, you know, if you're just now tuning in and you like deep conversations and you like to participate in those kinds of conversations, right? Not everything is like, what is it? Surface? There's another word. Shallow, right? Not everything's a shallow conversation. Join the Discord, right? And there's going to be opportunities for you to win crypto, quite obviously, right? Can we say that legally? We can say that.
Probably. I mean, we're not doing it right now, so.
Yeah, don't sue us, whatever, right? We're going to give you some stuff, right? We'll give you stuff, maybe, right, Jesse?
He's like fucking listening to you right now. You stopped paying attention a long time ago. You checked out.
Why don't you just say we have a TBP token on the Ethereum Sepolia testnet that is deployed, and we have a bot that's used to interact with giving us grants or proposals for sponsorships that want to come our way. Like, or if you have a guest that you'd like us to interview, why don't you just use the bot to do that? Why don't you just word it like that?
I was trying to cue you up to say those things enthusiastically, and I think we didn't rehearse, is what it was. I was trying to cue you up, but all right, taking that QR code down, we're gonna keep it going with the conversation. Please join the Discord. People like us, like you in there. We want you to be in there. So I guess kind of like moving the conversation a little forward, right? We always talked about scale. It seems like the truest scaling like limiter, now if we're not talking just technical, right, is like there's a crypto literacy problem that's always going to be there, right? Like literally people don't really understand it, and they never will. They never try to, right? And so that's the true scaling factor, is that all of the knowledge and the technicals and the mechanics of this technology / money / you know, it's always gonna aggregate and coalesce to like a small group of people who do know, right? Because like it's not that crypto doesn't fail because it's complicated. I think it's simple structures layered on top of each other. It fails because like learning hurts, and eventually learning hurts just like working out hurts, and that's some people don't realize. So like when it gets to the hurt and the pain point of learning that next layer of crypto, people are like, no, I'm done. I'm checking out. I personally have been there. Like as Ethereum evolves, I'm getting to the point where like this is hard on my brain. I don't want to learn any more about this. Like when it moved from like proof of work to proof of stake, and you got bouncers, and then you've got what's those people that are trying to front run transactions all the time? MEV. You got MEV going on. It's just like, dude, this is like way, way, way more complicated than plug-in machine, proof of work, money come out. Like this is like,
no one really did a good job of keeping things simple. I mean, as simple as they're gonna get, because I still most of the time explain crypto to newbies via Bitcoin, because it's a more simple thing to explain. It's still complicated. When you talk to someone who has no initiation, it's still complicated, and that's hard. Like just like the way in which the internet has trained us to think about things is so stupidly simplistic in not making them understand anything. Like, oh, no, don't worry about it. We've taken care of everything. Offload all the responsibility you have and understanding to us. We'll handle it for you. Like, the entire content, the entire idea of the internet is to make someone feel that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's extractive in a lot of ways. And that's the reason why the internet is the way it is because everyone gives you everything because it's convenient. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. It's convenient. We'll do that for you. And we'll profit off of it because you did it. And so when you introduce a model that's so different than that is like literally like, oh no, you can't do this until you learn. We're not going to take care of it for you. And it's different. And you're right. Most people don't want that pain.
They don't. If you've been through the pain, like back 2017, 2015 to 2017, there was this huge influx of like the ICOs is what they called it, initial coin offerings, and everybody had a white paper. And I read so many. I probably read close to 6 white papers, and like from front to back. And it's not easy, right? And you don't understand all of it. A lot of it's highly technical, but it went so far away from like plug in machine does work, you get money. Like that was 3 steps.
Were different because the ICOs were just the tokenization of something different. They were supposed to be a utility for some ecosystem, but it abstracted away all the underlying infrastructure because Ethereum took care of all that stuff. And so they had to justify all the like reasons why this token was a utility to whatever the market they were trying to adhere to. And that was always different and complicated and usually garbage because people were looking for money. They're looking to find a way to tokenize or revolutionize, whatever the fuck it is, right? And so like that was all, and I think a lot of ways, especially when the ICOs got real hot, it was like technobabble. It was like pseudoscience. They're just using the words because they knew that it would sell. They didn't have anything underneath it. They didn't know what they were talking about. That's why
a lot of this stuff in 2017 was vapor,
like pure vapor. Or, I mean, I would argue a good portion of it was good intention, just like naivety and maybe a lack of competence.
The naivety. Sorry. Had to be done. Which leads to toxicity, of course. But I don't know. Like, if we had to, like, I guess, let's debate about it, right? And you gotta pick a side. Well, you two, you gotta pick. I'm mediating, and y'all two are debating. I like this. Is it better to have and pause? This is a preliminary pause because the word, the phrasing in our notes is what it is. But is it better to have easy entry with a weak exit or a hard entry with a strong exit?
What's an exit? Like, what is an entry and an exit here? What do you mean?
I didn't expect you to ask. I'm asking the questions. I'm the mediator.
Yeah, well, you got to ask better questions.
I mean, like,
question.
Well, so let's roll it back. Let's give some context. We've talked about people need an ability to exit. You specifically talk about this quite often, Doctor. You say, hey, the exit is there. You don't have to take the exit. You can ride along on the highway, the exit being, in our case, the traditional financial system or the traditional way of governance, right? Because that's what crypto is trying to ultimately either upgrade or upheave, right? These entrenched systems that aren't really servicing everybody anymore. We talk about it all the time. So that's the exit, exiting that. So is it better to have an easy entry with a weak exit? Or is Jessie frozen or just locked in?
He's locked in. He's listening.
Damn.
Or reading. We don't know.
Or a hard entry with a strong exit?
It's still a bad question. It's like it misses the idea of the purpose of why you need consent, and how consent relates to entry and exit, right? And the answer is they both need to be smooth. They both need to be easy. You don't, and the idea is that in the event that you can enter and exit a system easily, it puts the onus on the system to cater to the people because they don't have to stay there. If it's very difficult to exit, then the people who are stuck in the system can be taken advantage of. And so you build systems that make it easy to enter and exit. I consent to entering into this ecosystem based on however it works. Great. Now I can't blame anybody but myself for how I get treated within this ecosystem, especially because in the event I don't like it, I can leave. Right. And so when you have that dynamic where it's easy to enter and exit into a system and participate, then the system has to work for everyone involved. Otherwise, they leave. Like you always hear this quote, like vote with your feet, which means that don't vote, leave. If you can't leave, you can't do that. And it's very important that people have that option.
So then
so
you're on the team.
same thing as like vote with your money, right? And so like that's where people say like for like the capitalism version of that is that if you don't like it, don't buy it. And then they can't profit if they can't sell whatever they're selling, and they'll go under. That's the kind of like vote with your money mentality. But if you're forced to buy something, you don't get to make that vote. And so the answer to the question that you're trying to pose is it needs to be easy to both enter into a system and exit a system at will. So that the system.
All right, Jesse, what do you think? Because you got to debate the other side. You got to say hard entry, strong exit.
No, I don't know. This topic is kind of like not interesting to me because it's so high level and abstract. Like there's no tools that you're discussing. There's nothing. Like are you just talking about like
what's the problem, right?
I put it in Zcash. Like, what do you mean exit?
I mean,
I don't think it's for me to define.
Yeah,
what
this
are you
is
stuck
a shit
in?
question. Yeah.
I mean, this isn't for me to define. This is for like you guys. Well, hold up. No, let's reel this back.
Your time.
You can't just you can't just divert. I'm not gonna let y'all do that. I'm not gonna let y'all juke through. You got to run through the A gap, and the A gap is you guys have been proposing that this privacy and being able to separate and exit from a system is powerful, and that's what people need. And people need their own sovereignty, and they need these things. They need sovereignty over their data that they're storing in the cloud. They need sovereignty over how they're interacting in communities. These are the things that you guys are proposing, right?
Yeah, let's go with data. If you keep it in that context, like, do you want your data to be scanned? Like, I don't know. It's up to you. I can't answer for you. I know I wouldn't want all my data scanned.
Well, you would at least like to consent to it. You would like the option.
That's never really an option, right? So like, why even model that as a theoretical option when in reality, like for instance, if I go through airport scanners, my biometric information, my eyeballs are scanned, right? That's stored in a database somewhere for 3 years, and that allows them access to scan or to look up more of my personal information in a government database somewhere, right? Like, why do they need so much access to who I am as a person? I bought a ticket. Like the only service I'm expecting is I board this plane and I go from A to B. Like you shouldn't have to investigate me and kind of invade my privacy about things that are irrelevant to this trip that I just purchased.
Do you think how much of that is due to their inability to get the information they need without overexposure, right? Because like right now, like say for instance, like this is where we get into the idea of zero knowledge a little bit, is that like right now, if I were to ask you how, like, are you 18 or older?
Mm-hmm.
And you were to have to prove that to me, you would need to give me some identity that overexposes that answer to that question.
Right.
Because like ideally, you can prove it to me with just the phrase yes, and I can validate that somehow or another.
Yeah.
Without at least right now, you have to tell me your birthday. Well, your birthday tells me a lot more.
Right now, practically, I have to upload my ID card, my state or driver's license, my passport. Like that's how you get authenticated with any centralized cloud provider, right? If I want to use AWS's services, I need to upload proof of my identity. That's retarded.
Maybe that's just a better way to phrase the whole argument, right? Is like zero knowledge and privacy technology just increases the resolution of your ability to ask questions, answer questions about yourself. So instead of like I would be able to say, yes, I'm over 18 without telling you how old I am, my birthday, my address, everything. Right now, I can't do that. So,
but that's, I don't know what, is that
well,
sort of answer?
So if you look at,
is this helping you D in terms of the content you want to squeeze out of us having a conversation about what it means to exit.
What? What are you talking about? We're having a conversation. I'm not trying to squeeze no content out of you guys. You guys think
You set up a debate with a poorly
this
formed
is
question.
Max? I'm not trying to suckle the teat. I'm trying to we're having a conversation here, and it's in the notes.
This is like it's there are tools out there that you can already use now. Whether they're adopted by private corporations that are involved with things, like that's another story.
All right, well,
that's why it's important, D, so that you can preserve things about you that you don't want other people to know. Like, for instance, AI price discrimination, right? On Instacart, for instance, right? Do you want your groceries to cost more just because you use Instacart more than another person uses Instacart? Probably not, right? Do you want your vaccinations to cost more because you're, I don't know, or your medication costs more because you're predisposed because whatever. Like, is that something that you want? Probably not.
I don't think anybody wants those things.
Okay, well, that's why you would fucking exit it. Like, that's the whole point of this.
So you want something different.
Exactly. It's not that fucking hard.
I'm gonna propose this.
You say it's not that fucking hard, but a lot of people don't. I think you guys don't live a life in the 99%. You live a life in the 1%. Right. And so there's not everybody walking around every day that gets exposed to the untapped. You guys have an untapped silo of internet that's flowing through you at all time. Right. And that's not people are out here living. They don't know that there's,
I know. I talk to normal people
talking about
they all tell me wow, you know a lot of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I know random stuff.
Yeah, because you're interneted.
What's your point? What's your point? But
my point is this, is that I know what you're talking about, the grocery thing, because I read the newspaper. But a lot of people don't even fucking do that, right? So people don't know that's a thing coming around the corner where their grocery prices will cost different.
It's already been a thing. Like the guy I talked to who is a consultant at Accenture, they've been already doing this for years.
Kroger came public with it. This last year, Kroger came public and they're like, yeah, we're definitely doing that. We're using your personal information to give you unique prices. Right.
So your point is
what does them not knowing have to do
with news? Yeah, exactly.
The fact that it happens and it's bad.
Because if more people knew, then they would say yeah, no, I don't want that.
What if we just build things in which it can't happen?
That's what we're doing. We're just not even going to educate people. We're just going to build the tools. So when people go, for instance, I'll give you a good example, right? The proliferation of streaming platform services, right? That's a problem, right? Not everybody wants HBO Max, Paramount Plus, Disney Plus, Hulu, fucking Netflix,
Paramount, Warner,
all of them.
Yeah, right? Just to see all the games this week for the NFL.
What if I told you that
7 streaming services?
Some people just use a Debrid service, and then they can cable cut, right? It's like the modern version of the early 2000s of
early cable cutting.
Yeah, it's
Debrid.
It's coming back again.
What's Debrid?
It's Debrid, a Debrid service.
Clip that.
Just look it up after the podcast.
Clip that.
Yeah.
What happens if you say clip that multiple times in a row? We'll see.
It's gonna key in on everything. It's gonna the software is going to fail us. But okay. So these are all interesting points, and this is why I asked the great debate question. And you're like, why are you asking this question? To get this juice, baby.
Yeah, so I want
these things exist.
That's what I'm saying. You're squeezing us for content. And
I want to tell a story here.
What information do you not know that you're asking for?
Baby.
I want to tell a story that I think is important here. And why this came to be. Because I don't think all of this was intentional from the get-go. Right? No. And so if you look at the early we won't go as far back as early internet. We'll just go with the creation of social media. Their intention when creating things like Facebook and Xanga and MySpace and
Xanga,
all the shit that existed was not to data hoard. It was to build connections, to make a graph. I mean, I think Zuckerberg's intention was to get laid.
Yes, it was.
And so what happened was, because of the infrastructure of the internet and how it works, centralized servers, data, access to these things, administration of these things, and then serving out to clients like our phones and stuff, you had this a mass, this incredible aggregation of data because people were just signing up and handing over all this stuff in order for the graph to work appropriately and for them to do the discoverability and for administrative to build new features to make it more fun and useful and have them keep coming back and get like some type of consistently with people using the platform and growth. So as that growth happened over time, they eventually realized like, holy shit, we have this treasure trove of data that we can then use to sell ads in a very specific way, to manipulate people or given opinions, to understand groups dynamics, all this type of stuff because of the infrastructure of the internet and their ability to just try and grow it. The intention, in my opinion, was not there initially to manipulate these people. It came as a side effect of the way the internet works. And a lot of our goals in blockchain, Web3, crypto, at least when you look at the underlying infrastructure, the ideology of the people who started doing this, is to make a better internet such that the emergent phenomenon isn't aggregation of data and then manipulation of people through it. That's just something that they did because it turned out
you're
that
an
way.
AI bot. I don't know why people keep stopping by the stream and say, "Is this an AI stream?" Like, if you
Corey,
can't use your
I
own
guess a lot of
eyeballs,
it, right?
Corey, everybody's saying this about you, bro. They're saying you're an AI bot. It's the top guy's an AI bot. I'm sure of it.
I'm sure.
look at this.
I
Other
mean, that's
one.
fine.
Look at this other comment.
Maybe I come off as a fucking AI guy.
I guess it's AI. They are not responding. Like,
We're trying to have a conversation, guys. We're gonna open it up to talk to you guys.
I don't know
in a
what these
second,
people
but-
are expecting. Are they just waiting for
so
I mean,
these
I
people
would
are
also
probably
argue that
obese people
let's
who
turn it
don't
around.
have a
They're AI
job
bots.
or children, and they're living off of social services from the government, and they're doing nothing with their lives, and they're just doom scrolling until they hit us.
Hold
They
up,
can't
whoa,
spell
man.
aura. They can't spell
Wait,
aura,
wait.
so it's fine.
Some of these people, hold on, let me help you out there, Marty Jr.
Like this Marty guy, this
Aura
kid
is spelled with
like
an A.
obese as fuck.
Hold up,
doing
like,
nothing
wait.
with his
No,
life.
we're getting trolled, guys. We can't. We're getting hooked. All right, clip that. By the way, we're getting hooked in. We're getting hooked into these. Can't get hooked into the internet. Just let them internet. That's what they're
Yeah,
gonna
let
do.
them internet. You can't ignore the
Yeah.
comments, dude.
Yeah, and Corey might be an AI bot. He might be one of the
I don't
very
know.
first. Yeah,
I'm a good
You don't know
AI
what's
bot.
going
I'm
on.
an AI bot, man. I want to get access to me.
Listen to the inflections.
I don't.
You want
I
access
get
to me, Jesse?
access to me.
No,
You
I
get
don't
my
want access
APIs?
to you. Nope.
You don't want
I don't
any
need your
Jessie
APIs.
rappers out there?
I'll give you so many tokens all over you.
Yeah,
Just shower you with tokens.
yeah.
Oh,
So, we're gonna do another pause for the cause again. We know there's not a lot of you guys listening, but anyways, like, for those of you that are here and you want to join the Discord, we have conversations at depth like this all the
Stop
time.
Just put it in the fucking description. Stop that.
What?
I don't
need
want
to
Marty
pause
to
every
join the
15
Discord.
minutes and say join the Discord.
Yeah, we gotta say we gotta do the things. It's what the internet likes. The
I
internet
don't
likes
care what
when
the
you
internet
ask.
likes. I don't fucking care what the internet likes. The internet likes to call me AI. They can go fuck themselves.
Okay, well, guys,
We're in this
if
for
you,
us.
if you want to talk to the Corey bot
I'll tell you what.
personally,
I don't want people coming in the Discord who are just going to sit there and say, "Is this AI?" and moving on. Like if you're not real, don't join.
Yeah, like be real, join us. Yeah. But I guess one thing also to clear up is like, if you're used to how crypto shows are supposed to go, when what I say that is if you were going to look at mainstream crypto shows now, you'd see a lot of dudes, probably and chicks, and they're like, "Oh, we're going to say all this stuff and then tie it to the price." Right? And that is
Should we
stupid.
just
as
put a
hell.
random chart up when we're talking and see how that works?
It probably worked pretty damn good, but we don't do that. The reason we don't talk price is because that is a very shallow conversation, and people will believe whatever they want to believe when it comes
See
to
how long
tying
people
in.
stick around. I'm going to put a chart up that has nothing to do with anything, and we're just going to talk like we normally do, but with the chart there.
This is going to be a good experiment.
I'm gonna draw stick figures of all these people who leave comments that are dumb.
That sounds kind of fun. Crypto charts. I'm going to put crypto charts as my. That's what I'm
Make fun
googling.
of all you smooth
Coin market cap,
brains.
cryptocurrency prices, live cryptocurrency price. First one. Let's look at Tron. That's still fucking here. All right.
Oh, boy. Sometimes I forget just anyways. sorry, we're gonna get back to that conversation. So, guys, we're not the typical crypto show. We're not gonna tell you like, hey, buy hashtag or buy $ VDB token, and then and it's going to the moon, baby. What are we doing now? Oh, okay. We're just gonna put a chart up to see.
It's a chart.
how
Just
many
the
people
chart.
stick
Don't worry about
around.
it. See what happens.
To
Don't
be
even
rad.
talk about it. It's not.
Waka waka, I guess.
Oh, Jesse's gonna draw.
Yeah,
They don't put it over everything.
Yeah, man. Nobody can see us.
You gotta look. You gotta see our pretty faces, dude.
937. This is you.
This is you.
This is you.
This is gonna be so
And this
awful
is-
for everybody who listens to us.
This
Yeah,
is
so
you on your bed
If
with
you
your
just
little
listen
phone.
to the show on Spotify,
He's on his bed. He's just standing
Jesse
on
This
his
is
bed.
your room.
is
And this is
drawing
your
a stick
parent who
figure.
comes in, and then this is your parent.
Oh,
then
someone actually
telling
said
you,
something relevant. How about that? Look at that shit.
Hey, man. We're actually gonna
"Go
reply to you.
to sleep."
There you go. You winning yet, son?
You winning yet, son? Oh shit, Phillips missed just the headers with D and Jessie. Interesting.
You know, Phillips, we missed that too. But
We can bring it back.
tell
now
you
that
what
we're
that
independent.
yeah. I'll tell you why that ended actually, Phillips. It's because when we were doing the mainstream news back then, and back then we had a lot of articles we were going through to present you guys with those like mainstream topics. It got very mundane. It was always the same stuff. A hack there,
Always
a
been the
regulation there. Huh?
It's always been the same stuff.
It's always been the same stuff. What's that meme with the astronaut? Like the gun?
Yeah.
It's always been the same stuff, right? It was a hack there, a regulation there, a gleam of technical news that really wasn't depth enough to kind of help anyone, right? And we just got bored, right? Just it was like I got to a point where we were like, man, this is just kind of boring now.
I was
And-
definitely very bored because
Yeah.
putting together some news articles to read off of for an
He's
hour.
bored in good
Like-
conversation.
Yeah. So
It's bad.
we would bring it back
Checks out.
if it were worthwhile, but it's not, right? So moving on. All right. So we had this great debate about exits. Obviously, it was a shitty question, right? So we're gonna turn away from that debate about exiting from the system, and let's have a different conversation to close this out. I was like, for this, and it has helped to try to think about this, like what. So actually, we've already touched on it. What winning would look like for crypto? Let's throw quotations on crypto. And it is a world that you kind of explained, Jesse, where we don't have to subscribe to 7 different subscription services to watch football. Like you used to just be able to watch football. It was great, right? You know, like if your team wasn't playing in that region, you just couldn't watch your team that day. And it is what it is, right? You listen to your team or something, right? But like now we have to have just this week alone 7 subscription services, which would amount to $140.
But that
a
has
month.
nothing to do with crypto, right?
No, but you said it's like we can build
I could.
tools that would, you know, you said something about what was it? No, you said something specific. Debrid.
Yeah, so Debrid services have nothing to do with crypto. The only connection you could possibly make is that you can pay for the annual subscription fee in crypto. That's it.
Boom.
It's not using
He's like-
crypto at all.
Yeah. Is it decentralized?
Under the hood, I don't even think it's decentralized. It's not even federated. So it's just a centralized CDN that's just scraping the internet for you. And
First
shooting it.
video on a Google search says, "Don't use Debrid services if you care about privacy."
Yeah, like I'm sure they're collecting logs. They're not like a VPN like Molvat or whatever that's going to dump
It's
them.
like it's like an anti-privacy VPN. It's a data hoarding VPN.
Yeah. But yeah.
I mean, I think it's good. There's a lot of room for what good is, what good adoption is, or what happens that's like justifies us saying we've won or like we've made good strides in crypto. Some of it's already happened. And like I would argue that the exposure to everyone to get access to buying and selling crypto in all of its ridiculous glory, of all the bullshit and all the real projects and all the fake projects and everything, has taught a lot of young people and older people who've never had access to like exposure to this type of thing a lot of lessons on how to deal with their money, how to think about money. Like we don't get financial education, at least here in the States, very well. And so the concept of like a wealthy man's concept of money is, what is my money doing for me? How do I allocate it in such a way where it's working while I'm not?
Done for me.
And I experienced in real time a lot of people during the ICO boom and starting to manage crypto portfolios, young people start thinking this way in a real way, where they're like, I am actively reallocating my portfolio so that it's growing the best I think it can. And just that training, that mindset, that mentality of like, how do I put my funds into different things such that I don't have to work for the rest of my life just to live, is a really good experience. That's a good culture. That's a good lesson to give people. It's like that alone, just to, like, because the technology was able to give people that exposure, that's a win in my book. Because it's taught a lot of young people how to think about money appropriately.
But you could get that from playing an MMO.
Not really. Not the same.
Yeah, you could.
The stake isn't there. The stake is not there.
The what?
The stake. Like the real something is stake. It's not there.
We're gonna get an applause for that.
What do you mean?
I get it. Like the dynamics are there, but there's nothing at stake. There's no real. I can't, in the same level, take that money and pay my grocery bills with it. I can't get out of debt with that.
You're just not good enough then. It's a skill issue.
At MMO?
Yeah.
I mean,
Sure.
you're talking about a grind right there.
Before you go on,
I'm talking about
Jessie,
like the amount of skills you need. Like for instance, if you could be if you at the peak of RuneScape or World of Warcraft, if you were able to automate and run the bots like at the scale that you needed to make a decent living, you could be a principal engineer at Amazon or any FANG company, right?
I get what you're saying.
Because the amount of skills that you need
different
to be able
level
to do that,
like required skills. I'm just thinking about financial education. That alone.
yeah, but
that
that's it is
simple
what it
thing
is,
of like,
right?
no, that's like I need to
you're
learn a bunch
literally-
of skills to then make bots to do a bunch of stuff in this esoteric world to then earn a living. Versus I'm allocating my hard-earned money or a portion of it into a portfolio such that that portfolio grows. And I reallocate it based on entries and exits.
Yeah, you're absolutely wrong. Like go to any Counter-Strike Discord server. Like there are little kids that are 8 to 12 years old and adults that, you know, they have like $100 and they're trying to trade up. Right. So they're trying to understand the market so they can take, you know, $20 that they got for Christmas and turn it into $100. Right. So like I don't think you never went there.
No, I never
every
experienced that
video
as
game
much.
has a black market where you can
I have
take
experienced that
in-game
in
money.
Diablo 3 real auction house. Real money
But
auction house.
It's at a scale that you don't even understand. Like you can make tens of thousands of dollars a month if you're actually good. If you're not good,
just the
you'll never
market.
even
Just
know.
the market. Not the game.
At creating the market for the game, and you create a black market for the game.
You need to be good at the game.
Like another game is what is another way? It's a 4-letter word, Rust. That one also has a vibrant market. They use Litecoin for settlement, and they get past gambling laws by using the in-game Rust skins as collateral during bets. So like again, it's because you don't know enough, right? It's a skill issue.
Yeah, there's a lot about gaming and the internet that is a path I am not willing to go down. Like I know.
I mean, it's not just gaming. It's there's like
here's the question on that, Jesse, because you've lived in that world quite a bit. Are people playing the game? Are these like is it differentiated, or just people are playing the market and like the game is just basically superfluous at this point?
So depending on the player population, like for instance, RuneScape got to a point where it became like hyper financialization, where nobody really plays the game now. They just play the markets. And there's still like, I can't remember. I think Jagex introduced a change that was pretty big, and destroyed the way that people were hoarding money in game. So there in 2001, RuneScape had a holiday event that introduced a rare, like a set of rare items, like ultra rare, like party hats, Santa hats, Christmas crackers, and they were worth thousands of dollars in the few years after that event had happened. People realized that for instance, there's an in-game money limit in terms of how much RuneScape gold you can hold before you max out. So people used to stack rare items in order to aggregate like larger amounts of
Like
money
buying
than the
art.
gold cap. Yeah, exactly. It's literally like that. And so then, like, again, every game has similar dynamics, but there's a way to launder money in every game, and a lot of it.
Okay, then here's the next question.
Chinese, they are very familiar with this across
Here's the next
many
question.
different games.
Do you think gaming could have done it at the level that crypto did it? Has done it? The exposure that crypto
In
has
aggregate,
given to
in
the
aggregate,
world at this type
Yeah.
of concept, could gaming have done that? I don't think so.
I don't know. I would say it's not the same dynamic for sure, but in
You just
terms
said it
of how
was.
much
You
money,
just yelled at me for saying that it was different.
it's very similar. Like for instance, I'll give you an example. Aave, like Aave had little mini game, right? Remember the mini game with NFTs that people were lending them out? Anyway, they created a whole app chain, right, for this
Okay.
whole ecosystem. That essentially is like one of these MMOs, right? There's a centralized database, which is essentially how they were running that app chain for Aave, the little collectibles. And people would invest in those, right? Like they were like, if the moment you see click farms like emerge in Malaysia and like Southeast Asian countries, that's when you know like there's enough money to be made for people whose incomes are, much lower, but still reasonably high to be able to profit from a game. And if you can scale up the automation required to automate those, what those people are doing manually, because these people only need like,
Like a mechanical
maybe,
Turk situation. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Is it good for them? Is it good for those people?
It depends. It depends because sometimes it seems like they get stuck in the niche, right? They don't learn any real skills. They just like the people who don't automate things, the people who are just tapping on the screens, like, they're useless to society in a few years, right? They get phased out. So they haven't learned
It's not a
anything.
transferable skill. They're not growing as an
Correct.
individual.
Correct. But the people who are able to automate things, they are. So it just depends, right?
Where's this conversation?
And this is just gaming. This is there's so many other niches that I didn't even know about. Like people hack musicians' laptops. Like that was one that Ahmad, put in, front of me. And I didn't know that there was a vibrant market for stolen musicians' music. Like I didn't know that. So like a track from Lil Uzi Vert can go for tens of thousands of dollars. Didn't know that. So what I'm saying is like there are different dynamics that you can get exposed to if you have a computer and a connection to the internet that mimic the financial games that are being played with blockchains.
In some cases, even you said it yourself, they leverage blockchains to do it.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Like Litecoin being a settlement layer for Rust.
For the Rust gambling platform, yeah. With like 70,000 players. And it's ran out by some 19-year-old kid in some, I don't know, bumfuck Mediterranean country.
What a weird world.
Like, yeah. And he pulls down
So
like, I don't know,
strange.
40, 50K a month in US dollars. So it's like, internet's a really strange place.
The depths of that you have to go through to actually like live that way, right? Or like, how do you report that? How do you say like,
I
hey,
would argue
what's up with
that
this?
where he lives, he's not reporting anything.
Yeah, like it's just like and so that's what's tough is that yeah, crypto can and will absolutely what's the word I'm looking for? It can and it will
Don't say revolutionize.
No, not revolutionize.
All right, good.
We
We never get to use that word. How about that? We will never use that word on the show. I'm so tired of hearing it.
I can't even think of the word I'm looking for. I'm all holidayed out right now. My brain is a fog of
Happy New Year, guys.
Coquito, eggnog, and fucking holiday food. But crypto will not help. It'll help. It'll bolster those markets. It'll help them exist.
Leverage?
It'll grease the wheels. Leverage. We'll say leverage. It'll help them grease the wheels of getting their money in and out of actual fiat. Facilitate. There we go. That's the right word. Facilitate. Clip that. All right. I just like saying it. at
There's
this
so
point.
many shitty clips.
You never know, man. Sometimes I launch like shorts and I'll get like 1,000 views, and I'm like, really? That? I didn't even say anything. There's no telling what people like. But it's going to facilitate those dark markets, right? But the majority of people don't want to get anywhere near that shit, though. Like that, all that,
It's
all
not
the
even
stuff
that
you
they
said.
wouldn't
Like,
want to. It's not that they wouldn't want to. It's they can't. They're too dumb to. They like that's the equivalent of min maxing a video
Too
game.
dumb or
Most people don't actually
occupied.
understand how to get good at any games. That's the problem.
but
right?
I'm not talking about just games. I'm talking about like
No, everything is a game. I mean, in an abstract sense, right?
Game theory, like
just game theory in general. Like, for instance, if I
Okay.
want to get good at a thing, I will get far better than the average person in terms of skill at that thing. I'm just like that kind of person, right? Like, there are other people that are way better than me, right? That put me like to shame in terms of how autistic I think I can get about a certain topic, right?
So funny
those
enough-
people
I like
are
that.
like
funny enough,
insane.
that book that I recommended to you guys that I'm reading, called The Maniac about John von Neumann, is
Yeah.
literally like, John von Neumann literally invented
von
game
Neumann?
theory.
Hmm.
His book on economics like coined the term and like how people make decisions. He made it, and then that then turned into the whole idea of like mechanism design and game theory.
Mhm.
And it's fucking fascinating.
Interesting. I'll take a read.
I thought John Nash was he didn't invent it. He just made
Nash
it.
was Nash equilibrium. He was an economist that
Yeah.
like took what von Neumann started and ran with it in an economics perspective that then got translated back into like a general game theory.
You know, I only know one way to get good at games, Jesse, and that's the old Jean-Claude Van Damme style. You kick the fucking tree until you break it and not your leg. That's it.
I'm a
Practice.
theoretician. I explore the landscape first.
You have to
Understand
do
this.
both.
Baby.
Like the best
You
people
got to do
are
both.
able
You got to
do
put in the
both.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kick
agreed.
the trees, baby.
Agreed.
We need a
You gotta
Jean-Claude
kick the
Van
trees and you
Damme
gotta
noise.
understand
Because like you can
theory.
just hit the tree, right? But if hitting the tree isn't the best strategy to learn, then
Yeah.
you're going to end up spending too much time hitting trees
Right.
and not getting
Yes.
anywhere. While someone who understands
Yes.
the right path to take gets there so much faster.
Right.
Is that a tree hitting noise? What is that?
It's supposed to be. I don't even hear it on my system.
I heard it a few times.
Like a little bit.
Kick the tree. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Well, we were just
Wrap it
getting
up.
into some good conversation, but we gotta wrap this shit. We gotta wrap this shit on up, right?
Join us next time.
Yeah, so against the old narrative, adoption is the only thing that matters. Crypto's not here to save everyone, right? It's just this new tech and this new money and this new
It's just another
currency
game,
system.
right? It's just another game to play.
It's another thing that humans made that we're all trying to get good at.
It's tooling for games. I think
Yeah.
it's better. I think better put to be it's a lot more tooling to make games.
Yeah.
Sure. However you want to think
Some
about it.
people are going
Same
hard
process.
body on it, and I guess some people are going hard body on it, and I guess they're winning. I guess you could take like, I hate to say this, but like, Trump has tripled his net value, and this is solely due to crypto. Since he
I think a good
became
portion of
president.
the profits he's learned since being in the administration has been due to crypto
It's crypto,
and
right?
like manipulation of people leveraging crypto.
Yep. He gets a bunch of people to buy a meme coin and he dumps on them, and he does it over and over and over and over again. And I don't,
Motherfuckers just
but
keep
it is
on
what it
doing
is, right?
Keep on doing it.
But to tease some next pot, and so if you here, I'll throw this up there again, so you guys you can join the Discord and you can use our bot. And we have a bot, show ideas, and you can also recommend people we can go out and interview, all kinds of things. But like some next possible episodes, I'll leave it here, and you can leave a comment on which route you kind of want us to take, right? And we'll try and go that route with the conversation. There's like next possible episode teasers here. I'm just reading off my notes. Is like, hey, there's privacy, user experience versus mass usability. Right, that's a good conversation to have, right? Like, and then crypto as civil resistance infrastructure. Ooh, it's tantalizing.
Okay, I can remember that one.
We can
Especially in the
go
world
somewhere
of
with that.
AI. That's going to be an interesting one.
All right, why narratives always lag reality? What's the newest crypto narrative? Oh yeah, privacy. It's a new thing. Everybody's on that privacy kick. And here's one, Corey, you probably remember. Can privacy ever be reintroduced once lost?
Yeah.
It
Well,
can be.
I mean, it
Once
depends.
people know what my dingaling
depends.
looks like,
That's
it's a
once
wrap.
again,
Like,
I'll give you
I
the
can't take
same
that back.
fucking.
Like,
I'm going to give you the same professor answer. I'm going to give everything. It depends.
you can't unnip a nip. Like once the privacy of your nips is out there.
Okay, but like I'm saying, like, can an individual? It depends. Like I said, it depends. People can gain privacy on new things, but yes, once a piece of information has been leaked, it can't be unleaked. It's out.
Yep.
So if you need to depend on the privacy of that information from then on out, no. But like you can start fresh with new things and be private with those new things, and people can change. Can't change your nips. Well, I guess you can, but like, no one's going to do that.
Here, I made this diagram for exactly when this topic would pop up again.
You have a diagram?
Yeah, I mean diagram. Oh,
this diagram
Ew.
right here.
Why is it so fuzzy? Oh, there we go.
So everything that isn't secret is going to get leaked. If something is secret, then only you know about it, right?
Oh, can't
That's
be
it.
leaked by someone else,
Yes.
right?
Correct.
Unless unless your shit gets hacked.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. So like, if anything that's private or public, you
Like
are
that.
basically relying on trusting somebody else for that information to not be leaked. And the landscape
Like
of that
that.
trust is different based on
Throw it up there one more
how
time.
it's stored, who you're sharing it with,
Oh,
etc.
Wait. Chill, D. I'll send you the
I'm-
picture later.
That's good. I like that. It's a good discrepancy to make, because
There
like
you go.
that difference between like what information, like how something is shared with others and who it's shared with, has a lot to do with the attack surface that could leak it. So secret means no one has it.
By the way, D, now because you did that, people might have that old stream key.
but it's a one and done thing, right?
It's a one
So
and done.
it should- yeah, it's nice that it's a one and done, but I'm just saying, like, for future reference, like, don't click.
Well, I thought you were gonna
cameras.
leave it up there. My bad.
No. Yeah.
So shout outs. Let's do some shout outs. Wrap this episode up. Thank you guys for
Shane.
listening to this episode.
Who's that? Oh, your neighbor.
Shout out to Zoe Saldana.
That's a shame, not Shane.
Oh. Thought you said Shane.
Shout out to Zoe Saldana. Old long neck, wide smile. I really look forward to seeing the new Avatar movie. I'm actually boosted for it. I watched the second Avatar movie
Boosted
like
for it.
two
I don't know,
2 days ago. Yeah, boosted. Like you get boosted to see something now.
Does that mean you're?
'Cause-
Is that like a euphemism for being rock hard?
Not at all, man. I'm an adult. Like I'm a grown, mature man.
You are not a mature
And
man.
I'm a very mature man. I have things that equal maturity, and
What are
I
these
really look
things?
forward to the new movie.
Oh,
Fucking
Instagram
multiple-
disconnects the stream after 1 hour, so those motherfuckers are gone.
Oh, multiple mortgages. We'll say it. We'll throw that multiple mortgages. We'll throw that out there. Kids, stuff, life insurance, living will, soon to have a trust. Like I'm a mature man. I do things, right? Anyway, sorry. Shout out to Zoe Saldana and shout out to my beautiful wife, my beautiful and loving wife, and my kids. Right? I love you guys.
We got 5
All right.
followers on Instagram for that.
Nice.
Word? Nice. Don't give the numbers out. Don't let people know the numbers.
I'm letting people know what I want. I'm transparent. as
And
shit.
lastly, shout
Just
out to Ahmad. We miss you, bro. We wish you would come back and hang out with us, but we know it's not really in your agenda to hang out with us as much as you were hanging out with us. But maybe one day we'll get back on your radar because we miss that haircut almost as much as we miss you. And that's coming from the heart. That's it. Play the outro. Wait, is it not going to play automatically? Did y'all fucking
No,
thing?
not this one.
Did you
Not-
do
I
that?
don't think this has the outro.
Oh, no, it is going to play now.